The arena fell silent as the hydraulic gates groaned open, revealing the darkness beyond. Ambassador Thexrel's mandibles clicked with satisfaction as he gestured toward the pit below. Around the circular chamber, representatives from 17 species watched with varying degrees of anticipation and dread. "Behold," Thexrel announced, his translator converting his chittering into standard galactic, "the reason humanity should reconsider their petition for council membership. We of the gathered worlds have faced countless predators across 10,000 systems, but nothing compares to what emerges from the depths of Krevner Prime." Janna stood in the center of the arena, her standard-issue exploration suit unmarked by weapons. The human delegate had volunteered for this demonstration, with an eagerness that had disturbed the council observers. Now, as the ground trembled with approaching footsteps, she simply adjusted her collar and waited. "The Skarn," Thexrel continued, "is the apex predator of a world where everything evolved to kill. Acidic blood, regenerative capabilities, a bite force that can shear through starship hull plating. It has ended the ambitions of 3 previous species who thought themselves worthy of the stars." The creature that emerged made several delegates retreat from the viewing windows. It stood 4 meters tall at the shoulder, its 6 limbs ending in obsidian claws that scraped grooves into the reinforced floor. Bioluminescent patterns pulsed along its armored carapace, warning colors that every species instinctively understood meant death. Its 3 eyes, arranged in a triangle across its broad skull, locked onto Janna with predatory focus. The Skarn's roar shook dust from the arena ceiling. It was a sound that bypassed rational thought and spoke directly to the prey mind hidden in every evolved being's genetic memory. Janna laughed, not a nervous giggle or a frightened bark, but a genuine, delighted laugh that echoed through the arena's acoustic systems. The Skarn paused mid-charge, its massive head tilting in what might have been confusion. "Oh, you're a big one, aren't you?" Janna said, her voice carrying despite the creature's bulk. She reached into her suit pocket. Several delegates gasped at what they assumed would be a weapon, and pulled out a compressed protein bar. She unwrapped it with deliberate casualness. "What is she doing?" hissed Counselor Vix, a methane-breathing Corlaxian whose environmental suit fogged with anxiety. "Has she gone mad from fear?" Thexrel's confidence wavered. "The Skarn will strike any moment. Perhaps humans simply freeze when confronted with superior predators?" But Janna wasn't frozen. She was approaching the creature, holding out the protein bar like an offering. "Here you go, gorgeous. I bet nobody feeds you properly, do they? Keeping you all locked up down here." The Skarn's nostrils flared, all 6 of them arranged along its snout. It lowered its head, the acidic saliva dripping from its jaws making the floor sizzle. Those triangle-arranged eyes studied Janna with an intelligence that most species found disturbing. The beast could think, could plan, could hate. Janna stood her ground. "It's okay. I grew up on a farm back on Earth, Australia specifically. Had to deal with drop bears, cassowaries, and my uncle's bull Terry. Terry was an absolute menace." She kept the protein bar extended. "You're not so different. Just bigger. And shinier. And you've got that really impressive bioluminescence thing going on." The Skarn sniffed. Once, twice, its massive tongue covered in chitinous ridges designed to strip flesh from bone, extended and delicately took the protein bar from Janna's hand. It crunched the offering, wrapper and all, while maintaining eye contact. Then, Janna did something that made half the council, delegates, scream into their translators. She reached up and scratched under the creature's jaw. "Who's a terrifying apex predator?" "You are, yes you are," Janna cooed, finding a spot that made the Skarn's back leg twitch. "Oh, you like that, don't you? Bet it's hard to reach with all that armor plating." The creature's bioluminescent patterns shifted from aggressive red to a pulsing blue-green. A sound emerged from its chest, not a roar but a deep rumbling purr that vibrated through the arena floor. The Skarn lowered itself down, bringing its head level with Janna, practically demanding more attention. "Impossible," Thexrel whispered. "The Skarn has killed over 200 beings. It knows only violence and hunger." "No," Janna said, loud enough for the microphones to catch. She scratched behind what might have been the creature's ear. "It knows isolation and fear. You've been using it as a weapon, a tool to frighten others. But every predator recognizes another. And humans?" She smiled up at the viewing gallery. We're the apex predators of a death world that would make Krevnor Prime look like a petting zoo. She produced another protein bar and fed it to the Skarn, who accepted it with almost comical gentleness. The difference is we learned something you haven't. The best predators don't just hunt. They bond, they cooperate, they understand. Janna's hand moved in long strokes across the creature's armored head. We domesticated wolves into dogs. We turned wildcats into house cats. We made friends with ourselves despite being the most dangerous species we'd ever met. The Skarn rolled partially onto its back, exposing the slightly less armored belly, a position of complete trust that made the xenobiologists in the gallery frantically take notes. You wanted to show us humanity's place in the galaxy, Janna called out. You wanted us to fear what you fear, to see ourselves as small and vulnerable. She stood, the Skarn immediately rolling back up and pressing its head against her side like an enormous, lethal pet seeking affection. But we don't fear predators, Thexril. We are predators. And the really scary thing about humans? She smiled. And in that smile was the echo of a species that had climbed from prey to apex, that had turned every challenge into an opportunity, every danger into a companion. We make friends with everything. The Skarn's purr intensified, and Janna scratched that spot under its jaw once more. In the viewing gallery, the council representatives sat in stunned silence, recalculating everything they thought they knew about humanity. Thexril's mandibles hung slack. His test had failed, or perhaps he realized with growing dread, it had succeeded in ways he never intended. Humanity hadn't shown fear. They'd shown dominance through kindness. And that, the ambassador understood, was infinitely more terrifying.